What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, apologies in advance if the camera starts to go dark. I've seen it do it a few times and there seems to be no way around it. So I'm hoping for the majority of this video it remains presentable. But in this video, and also let me say, I hope that you had a good Christmas, and wherever you've got planned for the new year, I hope that it's a good one, whether it's a quiet one or whether it's a lively one. So, should rappers purchase traffic? And when I say that, I mean, should they buy fake views, fake followers, fake, you know the drift, fake comments? Should you do it? And I'm not just talking about rappers, I mean musicians, people in the business world. And it kind of goes back to Roman times where people would give speeches and the people at the front of the audience were paid to clap at certain times. And it was playing on human psychology that humans have a hive mind and humans want to fit in and humans want to be seen as part of the crowd, and if one person does something then another person will do something, because humans have a hive mind and will copy each other to fit in, which is actually a tribal characteristical trait. And so, going back to the point, the people at the front of the audience are paid to clap, and then everyone behind them, as you can imagine, would also clap. And were they clapping because of the speech, or were they clapping because everyone else was clapping? So that's the thing, it's the human psychology. So the idea is, if a rapper purchases 1,000 followers on Instagram, that's going to incentivize real followers to say, oh, he's got followers, and then follow. Excuse me, a rapper will buy 1,000 Instagram followers and now incentivize other people to say, wow, he's got 1,000 followers, he must be doing something right, let me follow him. But should you do it? As I asked before in this video. And in my opinion, for the most part, no. Because the thing you need to understand is that 100 real followers is worth so much more than 100 fake followers. 100 real followers are more likely to interact with your content. 100 real followers are more likely to purchase from you, which is the ultimate goal if you're trying to make a living as a rapper. The ultimate goal, the bottom line is to generate profit. And so if you have 100 followers and 10 of them purchase a ticket for your show, that's a lot better than 100 followers, fake followers, who don't even like your picture. So I believe it's actually better to have less followers, but they interact with your content, than fake followers who don't interact with your content at all. And I think that as a rapper, yes, clout is important. Yes, social status is important. Yes, being certified is important and all the rest of it. But the thing you have to understand is it comes, it's much better for it to be real than for it to be fake. And you'll gain a lot more from it if it's real. I'm thinking about, and a lot of people do it. Do not get it twisted. A lot of people do it. A lot of people purchase traffic. And I'm not going to say it's 0% effective, but I remember some famous rappers, one day a load of their YouTube views were removed. And if you purchase traffic, you need to understand that that's a possibility. Like, some of your YouTube views, If say you purchase 2,000 YouTube views for your video, you might wake up one morning and that video could either be removed for gaming views, or it could be removed, or you could wake up, it was on 2,000 views, you wake up and now it's on 500 views. And that's going to be rather hard to explain to people who genuinely follow you, isn't it? So you need to be mindful of that. Ultimately, people purchase views so that the idea is people see someone who supposedly has a following and then they'll follow you. And while that may be true, you have to understand that purchasing fake traffic comes at a cost. One, it comes at a financial cost, and you've got to work out whether the benefit, and this is always from a business standpoint, this is always how it goes, you've got to work out whether purchasing, whether the cost of something is worth it when you do the cost benefit analysis. So I'm kind of slow today. You got to work out whether the cost and the benefit weigh up. So you're paying £50 for, I don't know, 5,000 views. Is the £50 worth the 5,000 views? You have to kind of see whether it's worth it, and then you got to look at whether the risks associated with it are also worth it. So you're paying £50 for the 5,000 views so people can say, oh look, he's got a following, but are you also considering that you could wake up the next day and your video could be on 200 views because YouTube have removed the views that they think are fake? Or, you know, you could wake up and that video is removed because YouTube think you're gaming views. Or the fact that you now probably have to pay until you actually get a following that will give you 5,000 views on a video. You now probably feel the need to purchase views every time to keep up the act. That's going to cost you more money every single time. So these are the factors that you need to consider. Overall, I don't think it's worth it. I think, you know, you should never, and this is something that I really want to encourage here. While the ultimate goal is to make a living as a rapper, if that's what you want to do, by the way, I'm not assuming that's what you want to do, but if your ultimate goal is to make a living as a rapper, then to start with, it can't be what you rely upon. So you should also have, I don't know, whether it be your corporate gig, or I don't know, like maybe you run a business outside of music. But if you're starting out as a rapper, I seriously don't recommend that you rely on rap at first, at least for your income. So therefore, you should be having money coming in from other sources. And therefore, while you don't want to be having a small following at first, there's no real rush to gain a large following as a rapper. This allows you to take your time. If you have your corporate gig, you run your business, whatever it is, you got money coming in from other sources, then you can slowly build up your following and take your time and build a loyal fan base. And a small loyal fan base is much better than a faked large fan base. So you build up a small fan base over time, and that fan base grows and grows and grows. If you build a loyal fan base, if you actually take the time to build a fan base that you've built up from the ground, it's not fake, it's genuine. I guarantee you that you'll experience more bottom line success, which is the money, which is ultimately what it's about if you're making a living. You will experience more financial reward building a small following over time than building a following based on a lie. So you could have, I don't know, 1,000 Instagram followers, but when you put up tickets for sale for your show, 1,000, some people might think that's not a lot, but it's 1,000 followers you slowly built up over time. Whenever they leave a comment on your post, you reply to them, or at least you interact with them. So you click the heart button, You inbox your fans sometimes from time to time. You know, you run little competitions. You know, guess this and you win this. Like, I don't know, like £5 voucher or something like that, or a free copy of my mixtape or something like that. And you build a relationship ultimately with your fan base, and it's a small fan base. And then you build that slowly over time. You've got 1,000 loyal Instagram followers. When you put up and you post, like, the average Instagram follower with 1,000 followers, the average Instagram profile with 1,000 followers, you're getting way more than what they get. So you could post something and get 400 likes with 1,000 followers. Most Instagram followers with 1,000, most Instagram profiles with 1,000 followers won't get that. So you post a post on Instagram with 1,000 followers, you get 400 likes. That shows that you've got a loyal fan base. And then ultimately, when you have a show running, which is where most of the money is for music artists, you recoup most of your costs and you generate the most profit from your shows. And you're trying to sell tickets at £50 a go, and you need a loyal fan base for someone to want to buy that. But say you have 1,000 Instagram followers and you built that slowly over time, and you're putting tickets up for £50 a go, and you get 150 people buying at £50 a ticket. You know, that's quite a lot of money for a small artist that's an upstart artist, a new up and coming artist. And ultimately, the record labels, they're looking for artists that sell. They're not looking. Record labels do not care if you're the next Michael Jackson. Record labels do not care if you're the next Billie Eilish. They don't care. I mean, they do and they don't, but for all intents and purposes, what I'm trying to say is they don't care if you're the next this or the next that. If you don't sell, then they don't want to touch you. They don't expect you to sell millions, but they do expect you to sell something to show that if they increase the scale factor and they expose you to more people, then you're going to sell even more. They're looking for people that sell. So if you're showing you can sell, you're going to have eyes on you from record labels. Even if it's not a huge amount, if you're showing that you do sell, then you're going to get eyes on you from record label, A&Rs, etc. But ultimately, what you need to understand is, if you build a fake following, you're not going to go through that journey. You're not going to expose yourself to that journey. So I'm going to kind of round off, because I could go on for ages about this. But ultimately, I don't encourage you to, purchase fake traffic. There is maybe some benefit, but I think that can even be outweighed. Even the small benefits you gain, such as people saying, oh, he's got a big following. I think even that can be outweighed by the potential drawbacks, such as your content being removed by the platform, your content being rewinded by the platform. So you could buy 10,000 fake views, you wake up in the morning and it's on 300 views, because that's the views that were real. You're piling your money into something as well. One could argue that if you purchase a little bit, like say you already have a following and then you purchase some, one could argue that doesn't do too much harm, but I still don't see and you got to think in the long-term vision. Long-term vision, I don't see where you're going with that. And but ultimately, if you don't, you expose yourself to the journey, and the journey is a journey where you're building a small fan base over time, and that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You're interacting with that fan base, you're building a relationship with these fans, and ultimately it will lead to a financial reward that they're purchasing your content. How can a robot purchase your content? They can't. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's also a link for that in the description. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day.